February 26, 2026. Geneva is blanketed in soft snow as the third round of indirect nuclear talks between Iran and the United States begins at the Palais des Nations. Leila Azadi, an Iranian chemical engineer and UN technical observer, arrives at the venue. Leila clutches a leather folder containing the only remnants of her home: notes, a photo of her brother Kamran, and a vial of soil. Kamran, a former technician at Natanz, still bears the physical and emotional scars of the 2025 U.S. airstrikes. Inside the bustling halls of the Palais des Nations, Leila's path unexpectedly crosses with a member of the American delegation. Ethan Carter, a tired but warm diplomat from the U.S. State Department, introduces himself. Leila hesitates, revealing her role but keeping her heritage guarded in the high-stakes environment. Despite the political divide, the two find common ground in their shared anxieties for their families. Ethan worries for his sister in the military, while Leila fears for her parents in Isfahan. Over the following days, Leila and Ethan continue to meet in the cafeteria, bridging the gap between their nations through quiet, personal conversations about those they love. On the third day of the talks in Geneva, tensions boil over. The U.S. delegation's announcement of new sanctions on Iranian oil and petrochemical entities sparks immediate outrage, jeopardizing the progress made on uranium enrichment discussions. As the diplomatic efforts crumble, Leila seeks solace by a window overlooking the wintry landscape. Ethan finds her there, both of them weighed down by the political machinery crushing their hopes for peace. In a moment of shared vulnerability, Ethan shows Leila a photo of his sister, Mia. Leila responds by sharing a photograph of her brother, Kamran, remembering the days before the Natanz facility was destroyed. Ethan proposes a risky plan: for Leila to share her personal notes on the human impact of the airstrikes. He hopes these stories might change the perspectives of his superiors, where data and politics have failed. Driven by the hope of breaking the cycle of hostility, Leila decides to trust Ethan. She hands over her handwritten observations, including her family's most personal accounts of the conflict. The diplomatic talks in Geneva have collapsed. As the Iranian delegation prepares to return to Tehran and the U.S. team readies a condemnatory statement, Leila packs her belongings with a heavy heart, filled with anxiety over the notes she entrusted to Ethan. Exiting the Palais des Nations into the cold night, Leila finds Ethan waiting for her. He looks exhausted but resolute, holding the handwritten notes she had given him. Ethan explains that while his superior was initially angry, the personal stories of Leila's brother and the farmers in Isfahan made an impact. It is a small but significant step toward mutual understanding. Ethan shares a glimmer of hope, a message from his sister Mia. Because of the ongoing efforts for peace, her unit is being moved to a safer area. The reality of their struggle suddenly feels tangible. Moved by the moment, Leila calls her brother Kamran. She attempts to bridge the gap of hatred, telling him about the American she met, who, like them, is simply a person worried about his family. In the quiet streets of Geneva, far from the grand posturing of politicians in Washington and Tehran, Leila tells Kamran the story of the fragile hope she and Ethan found together.